I think it's very, very important that we always, every single moment of the time, celebrate every victory we get, no matter how small that victory may be. When we go into these new realms and these new fields, things that are totally foreign for us, I think that it is absolutely important that we recognize that and we celebrate that and we let it be known. We let it be known, and because you might not understand the impact that you're doing, but people see it, and it's very, very powerful. I do think we should be hard and tough on ourselves and burn ourselves out. I think that we are hard on ourselves to the point where we do not celebrate our wins. I started like doing this little dance that my son does when he celebrate he like and trust me, he celebrates every single win that he gets, no matter how small. And if you do not clap for him, if you don't clap for him, he'll tell you, hey, you're not clapping. You need to start clapping. And he'll start clapping and dancing. And that's how I felt. I was like, oh yeah. I think we should always be celebrating every accomplishment, and we should also be celebrating the accomplishments of other people. I never think about the way that things should be. I think about the way that things are, and I make adjustments for the way that things are, so I can navigate and be on the right path, and I can be on the winning team, even if that's a team of one, a team of myself. But victory is going to be mine, just like victory can, will, should be yours. Welcome to another episode of Candid Conversations, hosted by yours truly, Tech Coach Ralph, where we are engineered to win. In today's episode, I want to talk to you about celebrating our victories. So, why do I say that? I think a lot of times, while I do think we should be hard and tough on ourselves and burn ourselves out, I think that we are hard on ourselves to the point where we do not celebrate our wins. And I think it's very, very important that we always, every single moment of the time, celebrate every victory we get, no matter how small that victory may be. And a lot of times we may think that a victory is small, but it's actually quite pretty big. So what do I mean by that? So I'll give an example with me, for example. That doesn't sound right, but I'll give an example with me. So over the past few months at work, I've been working on trying to terraform something and came across a bunch of different permission issues, a lot of conversations with different engineers and people who are more like into DevOps, know Terraform a little bit more on how to organize it and things like that. So this past couple of weeks, I've been working on it again, had some time to dedicate to it. And this past Friday, I think it was Friday. Yeah, this past Friday, I actually got it to go through. And I was super, super excited. I started like doing this little dance that my son does when he celebrates. And trust me, he celebrates every single win that he gets, no matter how small. And if you do not clap for him, if you don't clap for him, he'll tell you, hey, you're not clapping. You need to start clapping. And he'll start clapping and dancing. And that's how I felt. I was like, oh yeah, I finally got this thing to work, and it was amazing. And I set my victories that they are very easy to see and very measurable for myself. You might not know that something is a victory for me, but I know. And every time I get a victory, I'm like, all right, this is awesome. Let's keep going. We celebrate that for a brief moment in time, but we know that we have a bigger mission at hand. And that's why I want to share with you. I want you to always celebrate your victories, because you don't know how much of an impact that's going to do for you and that's going to do for whoever you're doing it for, right? Whether it's for your organization, whether it's for your family, every single victory matters. And a lot of times we try to diminish it. It's a lot of people, like, they get upset at people who are confident, or they brag about like how well they've done and things like that. But for me, I think that is totally acceptable. And when we try to force people to be some type of fake humble, like diminish yourself and things like that, I think that we lose a lot of that drive and that motivation to go out there and get it. I think we should always be celebrating every accomplishment, and we should also be celebrating the accomplishments of other people. And I'll give another example for that. So one of the people that I've been working closely with, like, we were working on some Docker things, and trying to strategize how we're going to implement some type of testing methodology or testing strategy that they needed to do for something they're working on. And we were talking about it for like the past couple of months, right? And we finally got it over the line, and it was approved. And I reached out to them. I said, "Hey, you did an amazing job on this, and I'm very proud of you because this person, like, they had never used Docker before. It's totally foreign to them. But and even with the ideas that I was sharing with them, they had never worked in our domain before, and they were able to accomplish it. And I said, "Listen, this is absolutely amazing work that you did, and I want you to recognize that and to celebrate that because it's important. And when we go into these new realms and these new fields, things that are totally foreign for us, I think that it is absolutely important that we recognize that and we celebrate that and we let it be known. We let it be known, and because you might not understand the impact that you're doing, but people see it, and it's very, very powerful. And I want us all to continue to remember that the work that we do, it is advancing us towards our future. It's building our future so that we can go out there and we can continue to do more. And then we can also take that information and take that knowledge and share it. So, and that's why I always love to do these terraforms on Sundays and to do the Flutter in the morning, do the QA stuff on Thursday nights, because believe it or not, I am learning so much. Like when I was doing the live streams on TypeScript and using Selenium and Cypress and Playwright on Calculus Coder's free mind recovery startup site, I learned so much about it and all the troubleshooting that we did, and it was absolutely amazing. And I got to share with you all the different wins along the way, the wins and the losses. I like to focus in on the losses and to see, okay, what can we learn from this loss? But I never pass the opportunity. And you'll hear me. I'll play the sound. I'll play the victory sound bites that, hey, we did a great job here. And even when you see me implementing, as soon as I do something, I'll run it to see it work, to get that green check mark and say, awesome, we are on the right path. And let's keep going. And that's the idea that I want you to have as well. Celebrate your victories. And I'll give another example. One of my tech barbarians, we were working the other day on getting their environment set up because the way we do our coaching and to build experience, we're actually working on a project. And onboarding them into the project has been about like 2 to 3 weeks since they've been on board, and getting them set up, actually doing real testing on a real application that we are building as a team, right? Following the whole Scrum methodology, all that good stuff. But they had some trouble getting it set up, so they had to use Git, they had to install Node, they had to install Docker, they had to set up a Docker container, all this technical stuff that it was totally foreign to them. And we got it all working. And actually, the reason why it wasn't working is no fault of their own. It was a configuration issue that a configuration on the end of the development that we needed to I should have provided, right? But it was like out of sight, out of mind, and we got it set up. And they were frustrated trying to get everything set up in the process. And they said, it's a small victory. And I said, stop right there. Stop right there. This was no small victory. This is a huge victory for you, because what you like, and I went down the list of all the things that they had done. And it was absolutely like, and once you put into perspective that list, stuff that you had absolutely no idea about 2 weeks before, now you're doing all of this stuff and you are flying on your own, and you're learning. The learning is a great victory, but seeing things work and having that success, you need to celebrate every single thing that goes right, because in life, so many different things actually go wrong. And we like to highlight and harp on the things that go wrong. But what about the things that go right? What about our victories? What about our victories? So that's why I always like to celebrate our victory. I will be the first to celebrate my victory before anybody else. See, I'm also quick to move on from my victories because I know that there's still more to do, but I'll be the first one to celebrate it, and then I'll be the first one to keep moving forward. Right now we have March Madness going on, and the people who lose, the losers, right? They will always go back, and because they have nothing else to look forward upon, right? And they'll always go back and they'll like, oh, we lost. But the winners, they always have to look at, okay, we won now, but there's a next game, and there's a next game, there's a next season, there's a next chapter in life. So that's why I always celebrate the victories, and then I celebrate it quick, and then I move on quick because I'm like, okay, there's a next challenge in place, but I have to stop. And you know, people say, oh, you know, you should be humble, you shouldn't brag and stuff like that. But I'm going to say this. I am going to say this. I believe that I am the best QA engineer to ever walk the earth, right? But guess what? Guess what? That might seem braggadocious or lack of humility and stuff like that. But guess what? I also want you, yes, to also believe that you are the best insert title here that ever walked the face of the earth, because that confidence that you have. Now you're gonna go out there and you're gonna make sure you know how to do all these different things. I push myself every single day. And do I think I'm the best because I know how to do everything? No. But there is nothing, absolutely nothing that will stop me from figuring out what I need to figure out. I knew absolutely nothing about Terraform in August. I knew a little, I knew very little about it in September. I knew a little bit more about it in October, a lot more in November. And now I am comfortable. Am I the best at Terraform? By no means, because guess what? I don't know I don't know about Google Cloud platforms. I don't know about Microsoft Azure. I know a little bit about AWS, enough to do and as I need it, I learn it. And the reason that I can say that I'm the best is because I trust in my learning ability and my ability to figure things out. I trust in my critical thinking abilities. Another example. So in the framework that we use at work, right? There's a way that we can trigger certain things to happen. And there was a story in our backlog from a long time ago, and I said, "Oh, let me investigate it." And then just like that, I'm figuring out potential solutions to provide to the team. You know, that creativity, that critical thinking is what is going to make you stand out, and that's why I say, like, celebrate your wins. Keep on pushing forward. Keep on pushing forward and learning and building. And every single time you get across a win, you better celebrate it. When you feel that you're losing, you haven't lost until you've quit. Right? So the more that you keep going, the more you're going to figure out how to solve problems. And the way that you add value into this world is to solve problems. You know, people are going to say, "Oh, you know, you're valuable as you are." Okay, great, fine. But the reason that they pay you the big bucks, the reason that they have you do something, because you're bringing some type of value. And solving problems is where you show your value. So I want you to and when you solve those problems, that's a win, and you're gonna celebrate yourself, because if no one else in the world celebrates you, you better celebrate yourself. You better celebrate yourself, and that is very, very important to the right mindset, to life, everything like that. I say, you know what? Yeah, that's fine. Be hard on yourself. Force yourself to wake up early. Force yourself to eat right. Force yourself to continue to learn. But as you do all those things, in real time, celebrate yourself, because not many people, number one, there's not many things to celebrate. And number two, not many people are going to celebrate it for you. So do like my son, celebrate yourself. And if the other people who should be celebrating aren't celebrating, you say, "Hey, you clap for me because I did this awesome thing. I am bringing this value." Very, very important. Recognize the value that you bring. Recognize the problem that you solve. Be proud of yourself. You know, because a lot of times, you know, I will be very, very hard on you, on your complaining, and you like, "Oh, you know, I'm a victim." But at the same time, when you do good, I'll be the first one to tell you that awesome job, great job, keep going forward. And if I haven't seen it yet, and you know what you've done, you better say it to yourself. And he says, "You insert my name here. I did a great job." Start doing your celebration, clap and dance and everything like that. And then when other people see it, they will do the same. They'll follow along. You got to keep pushing forward. You got to keep learning. So many different opportunities out there, and you have to make your own path. Because nobody, I repeat, nobody owes you anything. Nobody owes you creating that path for you. It's about your hard work. And when you work hard, you better celebrate it. Oh, on the QA meetup that I had, one of the people who joined said, "Oh, you know, they finished writing some test cases and they were thinking about, I think they actually screen recorded it, something like that. And they were thinking about putting it on LinkedIn." I said, "Absolutely. Go ahead and put it on LinkedIn. Share your work. Show your work. Celebrate your work. If you think something that you did was awesome, put it out there. And you know, other people might think it's not awesome. They might have criticism. Welcome the criticism, welcome the feedback. But the fact that you put yourself out there and you did something amazing, you better celebrate that. You better celebrate that, because guess what? Every time you push forward, you push forward, that is another step towards the ultimate victory. And I say every single step along the way, every single win along the way, you better celebrate it, or you're going to put yourself in the worst spot. And one more time before we wrap it up, stop diminishing your hard work. Stop diminishing your effort. You are absolutely amazing by all the effort that you put in. Stay away from all that negativity and toxicity where people are like, oh, you know, the world should be like this and the world should be like that. See, I never think about the way that things should be. I think about the way that things are, and I make adjustments for the way that things are so I can navigate and be on the right path, and I can be on the winning team, even if that's a team of one, a team of myself. But victory is going to be mine, just like victory can, will, should be yours. That didn't sound right, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Victory is yours, but it's not free. It's not free. It takes time, effort, and dedication. And every time you put it in, go ahead and celebrate that and continue to get better. And that right there is the ultimate victory that should be celebrated. You know, so that's my thoughts on it. Celebrate every victory. And as we head out, if you haven't done so yet, do me a huge favor. Go ahead and like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can know every single time that we go live. All right. And if you need additional content or coaching, go over to www.techcoachralph.dev, where you can get exclusive content as well as sign up for one-on-one coaching with yours truly, Tech Coach Ralph. All right. But on that note, this is Tech Coach Ralph signing off on another episode of Candid Conversations. We are out.
If you enjoyed the fascinating information shared in this video and you want more, be sure to hit the subscribe button to Tech Coach Ralph to be notified for new videos.